After an excellent penultimate episode, we went into the finale of The Walking Dead's second season with high expectations. By the end of it, we weren't exactly sure how to feel, whereas Season 1 spent its 5 episodes establishing Lee and Clementine's relationship only for it to reach a heartbreaking conclusion. Season 2's ending feels aimless, and its characters leave far less of an impact.
Fuck you! You started this shit!
Death is constant in The Walking Dead, and it's often used as a sort of reinforcement. If characters always managed to escape from every perilous situation free from harm, it'd be harder to believe that they were ever in any real danger. The trick is, though, that these deaths have to be believable, otherwise the world would feel just as disingenuous. In this episode, there's a moment where Clementine's group needs to cross a frozen river to reach a house. Despite the fact that the group is carrying a baby with them, they all decide to trek across the ice at once, saying they'll be safe as long as they spread out and go slow. It's a situation where you know exactly what's going to happen before it does. The death is so obviously predictable that it's hard to care when it happens.
I gotcha!
If only the group had shown some sense and tried to find a way around, or at least had gone one at a time, not to put everyone at risk. These characters are used to thinking through decisions since they're forced to every single day, and not doing so here undermines a lot of what we've seen up until this point. While the death itself leaves a lot to be desired, what happens afterward is quite interesting depending on your choices. At Bonnie's suggestion, you can try to run over and save Luke before he drowns, or listen to his advice and shoot the surrounding zombies while he tries to rescue himself. Regardless of what you choose, he still dies. If you try to rescue him Bonnie's way, she's sincerely thankful afterward, even saying that she's always thought fondly of Clementine. However, if you didn't follow her instruction, she's distant and cold, saying that Clem had a chance to save Luke. Her anger is so acutely portrayed that it's hard to not regret your decision. You actually feel like you let someone down.
I got nothing more to say to you.
Sadly, your final decision in this episode is more ridiculous than anything else, or at least the setup for it is. Most of the group has disbanded due to Kenny's irrational behavior, and all that's left is Clementine, Jane, Kenny, and the baby. Eventually, the truck they're driving in crashes and they all get separated, with Jane carrying the infant. When they regroup at a rest stop, Jane doesn't have the baby with her. In a fit of rage, Kenny attacks Jane. It's a tense and dramatic scene, but regardless of what happens, it's all ruined when you hear distant crying. It turns out Jane left the baby in the truck. She wanted to provoke Kenny into a rage to convince Clementine that he's unstable and that they needed to separate from him. Why would Jane put a child's life at risk just to prove a point, especially with a horde of walkers around? It's almost as if the episode is so intent on giving the player a dramatic and violent climax that it doesn't care how it gets there.
I understand if you're upset. AJ was never in any danger.
The ending is made even more frustrating because there's a scene in the episode where the characters feel more believable than ever. Everyone stops to rest for the night and they make a fire. It's Luke's birthday and the group celebrates by opening a bottle of scavenged rum, saved for just such an occasion. For the first time in a long time, everyone seems happy. They make jokes, flirt, laugh, and drunkenly reveal hidden affections. Yet even with everything going right, there's still a distressing look in their eyes. They know that the moment will soon pass and that once again they'll have to face tomorrow. It's so simultaneously joyous and painful, somehow encapsulating a lot of what The Walking Dead is. It's one culminating scene in an episode that should have been filled with a lot more of them. There's a part in the episode where Clementine is dreaming that she's with Lee as her younger self. She's wondering why things have to be the way they are, and you can clearly see he's just as confused as she is. Within a few moments, it's obvious that they need each other. The most condemning thing we can say is the dream reminded us of everything missing in the episode. If only we cared as much as Lee and Clementine used to care about each other.
Why did Lily do that to Carly?
I don't know. She was sad, Clem. That can make people angry sometimes.
Have you ever been that angry?
One time.